D, I have no idea what that box is right there. Rice maker, another crock pot. I don't know what that thing is down there. So these things I just have to see. There's your pots and pans, reasonably nice stuff. More dishes, pots, that kind of thing. A very nice new dishwasher. Mugs and glasses. More glasses. This is where she used to keep like foods and stuff. A whole shelf full of light bulbs. I don't know what's in the top box. There used to be chips and candy and stuff in these drawers. Alright. This is a pot, baked beans pot, Grandma Heinz. So maybe that goes back to our grandmother. Very cool. Doesn't actually look all that old. Alright, take a break. Alright, we're now moving from the kitchen into the small dining room, a little one. So you've got this round table, pretty heavy with the base under it. This is not the old glass table. And these 4 chairs that I recall being substantial. And it is a glass table, it's just not the one that we had many years ago. And the chairs are actually very heavy and sturdy. There's another pot with flowers. Over here is where Mother had a number of photos that she really liked, including one of her and Dad, one of, I can't remember, it might be his parents, one of Grandma, our grandma, one of our grandma and grandpa. There used to be some more here. I'll have to look around and see what we can find. And then a bunch more glassware. Nothing, oh, that looks like honey maybe. Nothing too terribly, yours has to go first, the overlap. Some artwork on the walls. These are pictures of ladies. Let's see if I can get a better picture here. Unfortunately, we're getting some glare too, so pictures here. There's a beautiful picture of Esme, Mother with her cats. There is, in the back, that's Grandpa Bernards and his wife, our grandma, whom none of us ever met. And that is, I think, Mother when she was a little girl. So that's probably going to be a hot item that everybody's going to want. And this was her basic dishware. Nothing too significant. And some pots and plants along here. And this is one of her other boys' players. This one's got 2 stacks. I think the bottom stack holds like multiple CDs, so you can have a bunch of music in there. Also some sort of little temperature thing, you know, digital temperature thing. Her cactus collection. And, oh, you know, I don't know what's in that box. Some things I just never looked into. Oh. Looks like scissors and odds and ends are in this box. A little jewelry box of some sort. Okay, I gotta walk out of here slowly without tripping. And turn on the light switch here. Okay, now we're walking from the little dining room into the den. What was Dad's den in its day and then became Mother's den. So you have, in the lighting here, I'm going to pause. Alright, so we're at the den. There's the little stand or table, small table that has a famous musician, and I can't remember which one it is, some famous classical musician. You've got these chairs here. There's 2 matching chairs here and here. The upholstery is, no, it's the same. It's just one of them has a blanket or something on it. There's the bookcase, which I'm not sure where over the years what happened to all the books that used to pack that bookcase, but they're not there now. And although there's something there on the New England Conservatory of Music and a graduation picture of Becca. And there's this little bookcase here, which is kind of cool. I like that. I don't know what's in the basket. I don't know that there's a whole lot in the basket. On top of it is a digital frame. I gave that mother for Christmas. It's not a terribly expensive thing, and last I heard she was having trouble making it work, but I don't know if that's the problem of the picture or if it's a problem of mother not being real technically skilled. This is her TV, which is an older TV, not flat screen or anything, so I don't know if anybody's going to want too much out of it. On top of it is the DVD and VCR player. On top of that are her special cat doll collection, so as well as 3 candelabra or candlestick thingies and some sort of hanging bell and a classical painting of some sort on the back wall there. And not a lot down here either. This is just not much. So she doesn't have a lot of high-tech toys the way some people would. Okay. There's another easy chair, a footstool, another small side table. Classical picture might be Dad, I'm not sure. A really old picture of a young boy dressed up from, I don't know, the 1930s or something. Clock, vase light, a carved Winnie the Pooh. I don't remember seeing that before, so it had to have been a recent acquisition. A couple of, that's Falstaff and Ada, posters, a lot of books not here, and again I don't know if they were moved before or what. 2 little what look like bronze sculptures, a boy and a girl reading, a cat with a giant glass ball, lamp, another chair. This one's got a blanket in it, but it's a overstuffed chair again. On this wall, everybody will recognize her collection of DVDs and such things, movies, a few VHSs I think, but mostly DVDs, and a picture of Becca. And I think it will be up to us to all figure out how to divide these up. I would mostly be interested in getting back the ones that I specifically gave to her. Otherwise, I'm open to anything. Fireplace stuff, which probably should stay with the fireplace. Pair of speakers, which I think was a system I set up with wireless speakers for her. So I think these actually don't connect by wires to your stereo. I'd set it up for her before where they were wireless and they were going to go right behind her chair because of her hearing problems. Magazine thing, little bookcase, little table, various knickknacks. Light on the wall, tall light. The mechanical or electric reclining chair that she sat in all the time. Another magazine rack. Another small table in between that she used for holding all her books and magazines. Again, missing a lot of the stuff that used to be there. And a regular recliner chair. So that should cover it. I'm trying to get a different perspective so we can get a different view of everything. This was, of any place in the house, probably the room where she lived the most. So, and for that matter, in his day, where Dad lived the most. So this was pretty much the center of the house as far as I was concerned. Okay. Okay, now we're walking from the study out to the central staircase, the spiral staircase. There's a vase, large vase with dried something or others in it, and a tall stained glass lamp, mirror on the wall, another chair. I don't know which of these items are going to stay with the house. I don't know that anybody particularly has a great desire for many of these items. I have no idea where these little trees in the vases are from. They were not there the last time I hung out in this room, but you know, do you remember the little, I don't know, Japanese demon or whatever that is? There's some more stuff that you're not going to see very well under the, including this chair, very ornate chair, and this steps that are some sort of like shelving that are underneath the stairway here, going up. A couple of items up there on the wall, and that's it for this room. We'll go from here to the living room. Okay, so now we are going into the big living room. There's a cabinet here. You know, some of these things have been here for a while, and I just never really looked very closely at them. This stays, so I don't know that we're going to bother with it much. There's a picture of what looks like Tilly and a basket on top. I think that was actually done by Sue. In fact, I'm sure of it. So I may try to collect that and even give it back to her maybe. There's one of the original chairs that stays. Another original chair that stays. Pedestal over there with a pot full of flowers that doesn't necessarily stay. The sofa I don't think has to stay, although I don't know what any of us would do with it. I think it used to look differently and they reupholstered it. This cabinet, which is not marked as stays, it's all carved. It's a wine thing. It's got a wine rack in it and everything. At least this side of it looks like wine, so kind of too dark to show up on the video, and I apologize for that, but it's very cool. And an ornate sculpture, and I always liked this thing because I used to see a lot of these in China, the glass with a cat somehow made into it, and sort of like ivory pipe there. Nice looking chair that stays. Okay, we're good with that. And this is the ornate Chinese or Japanese carved, I think Chinese carved coffee table, which I've always personally been very fond of. It has the little chairs or something that go fit underneath it. I'm not quite sure. I guess you have to be pretty small to sit on them. But anyway, there's those. There's a better view of that chair, which stays anyway. There's a big pot with a flower, not a flower, but a plant in it. There's this long cabinet, and I don't know what's in it. It's been here.
Photos.
Photos?
Photos.
Okay, so it's full of photos. Another giant pot with some flowers in it. A sculpture, bonsai tree. I don't know if it's real or fake. Some whole bunch of plants, including a tall thing that's got a plant way up on top. Another small table. Oh, I think that stays. And another chair marked as stays. That's cool. There's a table here in the middle that never was in the middle, never was here. So I don't know where this table came from, you know, or sitting here with two chairs. I just am totally lost. I don't remember this at all. And what's underneath? Glass table. So I don't know. Maybe it was something they bought and set up somewhere in some other part of the house. Over here is a bench that stays, and of course fireplace stuff that you would expect to stay, including some sort of antique, I forget what those color things, you know, where you blow air on the fireplace, even though the fireplaces are now all gas. Some sort of metal sculpture of a, I don't know, heron or something. A bunch of pottery, looks like a tea thing, you know, thing that serves the antique tea thing. That's kind of cool. Nice nature painting with deer. On top of the fireplace mantel is a bunch of brass, I don't know, whatever. It's cloisonne in the middle, and the big mirror which is marked stays, so that one's staying. And so some of the stuff we're just going to get videos of for sake of memories. So there's a footstool and a chair marked stays. I think that these chairs were all reupholstered, which is why they don't look quite as antique-y as they used to. A goat, and I don't remember where this carved goat came from. And some sort of metal screen. It's like a divider, except this wouldn't cover anything, so I don't know what the purpose of it is. There's what looks like an antique music stand there, and it does not mark stay, but I would assume it stays. And then there's the piano with two dogs, not porcelain, but just, you know, statues of dogs, and some candelabras on top. Oh, and that big fancy fan thing. Well, the fan stays. The dogs aren't marked, but I'm not sure anybody would want it. Some sort of what looks like a waste can with flowers growing out of it. A small table with a nice tall